Oh boy. Let's get out of here, guys. Okay, so we're slowly zeroed to heroin. No, there's just a kid hiding up there. What a little cringer, dude. I mean, it's just that shit like that gets me going. Like, that kid was gonna try and fucking just kill me. I'm stealthy, you have no idea I'm gonna get on. Get it? I played Rogue, it's fun, but it's just also so ratty. So ratty in a game that's full loot PvP, you know what I mean? Fuck. No, 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 no. No. Idiot, bro. Oh, why did I do that? What a dummy. What a fucking dummy, bro. We're gonna have to play very smart. What a fucking dummy, bro. Oh, damn. Fuck, man. I suck, man. You really trying to swing at me, pussy? Let's go. Bruh, the reach on this is fucking so bad. Holy shit. Let's go, bitch. Oh, we got a little bitch throwing knives. Imagine that. That's what we're on. It's like this on knives. Shit, baby, we fucking survived that shit. Shit, boys, we did it. Oh, we did it, boys. Oh, it feels good. We're learning, we're getting better. We're not sucking nuts. Man, we came out with a lot of shit, guys. A lot of shit. Let's watch this. Let's boom, boom. Very high amount of green. Like, holy. That's big. That's real big, dog. Oh, moose feet, like that's big too. Take that. Take those. Will's at 22. Why? Plus 3 will. Holy dude, I got just a bunch of plus will on my shit. Knowledge. Oh. Three additional magical damage. Fighter. Huge. Like, actually huge. Fighters. Spears. Cool. Thanks. What are rings called, guys? Rings. Dumb, dude. Are people dumb? That's all we gonna ask. That's all we gonna ask. Like, come on, man. Like, I would love a ring, but I mean, I'm not paying this much for a subpar ring, you know. Spin ring of quickness, physical spell capacity. What? Knowledge? Who wants it? Not I. I mean, obviously not everybody is a barbarian, but you know, want that. Let's look it up right now. Best barbarian builds. Just even wondering, I think. Oh my god, bro.
Basketball is back. Watch the action live on a variety of networks with YouTube TV. Try it free.
Home internet, what a pain in the... Hey, neighbor!
Try T-Mobile, it sets up so fast.
It's like Wi-Fi that runs on 5G. Home internet from T-Mobile? Wait till you see. Tell me more, tell me more.
One cord's all that you need.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Oh,
You guys want to do battle? Be your best battle cry, barbarian.
Back.
Fight, and that'll give you a huge leg up. This is replaceable. You don't have to run this. We'll talk about replacement options. And the last perk I like to run is creatures, probably like 20% if I had to guess. And next one I like to run is Carnage. Now, this is actually just to keep up like good tempo and chop your way through rooms. Whenever you run into PvE creatures, you're just gonna go ahead and chop your way through them. And once you get this one strength buff, you will go crazy on the rest of them. It increases how fast you get through rooms and killing creatures, probably like 20% if I had to guess. And once you get used to tracking the buff, it'll be right above your health bar. You can also, let's say right before you get in a fight, bam, just chop a mosquito or something that dies very easily. And now you're running into enemies with 10 plus strength, which is giving you more health and increasing your damage in that fight. And that'll give you a huge leg up. This is replaceable. You don't have to run this. We'll talk about replacement options. And the last perk I like to run is Iron Will. And that increases my magic resist rating by 100. And the reason I'm taking this is because I was running with a wizard and we were doing a little bit of a funny strategy where I run in and he throws a chain lightning on me and I get hit by a chain lightning, but everyone on the enemy team also gets hit by a chain lightning. So the amount of damage we put through is insane. I'll have a little clip of that on screen right now. But y'all ever experienced the Omaha Fruit Loop before? Go for it. Oh shit, bro.
Got a heal spec.
Yep. You see that? You see that? The Omaha Fruit Loop killed both of them, bro. You guys didn't think my tech was good. My tech is very good, actually. These two, I say you cannot give up. Let's look at the other perks, what's good about them, and when you should take them. So Berserker. The lower your remaining HP, the higher your physical attack power. This can be pretty good, especially if you're having issues with the PvE. Maybe you don't have a healer, you spend a lot of time at low health. Maybe you're going to goblin caves. This could be pretty valuable. However, if you're playing with a cleric, you're gonna be at full health almost all the time, and it feels like kind of just a bit of a wasted perk slot. It can be kind of nice when you're in the middle of a fight with someone because you're gonna get strength as you're duking it out. You know, you can't always be topped up by your cleric. Sometimes you're in a bad position, so it can get a little bit of value. But speaking of value, I just don't think you get a lot out of Berserker. Morale boost. Recover 12% HP after killing a player. Now, if this was after killing an enemy, I think morale boost would be extremely strong and it would make Barbarian a very good solo class and just give it a lot more survivability in general. But only after killing a player, it just isn't really worth a perk slot. I mean, 12% HP, even with all my strength on it. Now, let's see how much health we have in total. Where's that? We have 140, right? We're getting back 14 health after killing a player, realistically. That's less than like the default health potion, guys. So this one is really not good in my opinion. The next perk is Savage. Physical damage bonus increased by 10% when not wearing a chest armor. This can be very good when you're leveling, especially I would say maybe grab it as your third or your fourth slot, because often when you're leveling, you're just going in with what you start default. You don't really have a big kit, and your default set, you don't have any chest armor. So this just gives you a flat 10% physical damage bonus.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Toughness, it's hard to go wrong with this. You can easily replace toughness with Iron Will. Just gives you 10% increased health, and that'll help you. Well, and that'll help you with a lot of fights. Actually, I've lived on a sliver several times just because of toughness. And last but not least, we have two-handed weapon expert. Increase physical damage, attack power by 5% when attacking a two-handed weapon. You get more value out of axe specialization than you do out of two-handed weapon expert. But if you're running a two-handed build and you want more damage, you can simply slot it in for Carnage if you want more damage against players. What I would say about this is you have plenty of damage already, especially if you're running a two-handed weapon, and you really don't need to invest more in that damage. Investing in a little bit of survivability and utility is going to go ahead and make your life a lot better in my experience. You know, when I first played Berserker, I took all the damaging perks. I put on the biggest two-hander I could find. You know, if I could connect with someone, they dropped immediately, right? Now you'll see this current build I'm running is an agility movement speed build, and it has realistically very low damage. But in that opening clip, you see me still one-chopping people because the Berserker has so much strength. And then your skills are going to go ahead and increase your strength as well. But let's talk about skills now that we understand the basis of the perks and when they're good and when they're bad. And we'll talk more about builds after that. So, all right, let's talk about our skills here. Now, the first skill we're going to talk about is Rage. I feel like this is really the crux of almost every single Barbarian build. And let me read out to you guys. It says strength is greatly increased. Movement speed is increased by 15%, while defense is reduced by 20% for a short duration. So, let me give you some numbers. There really isn't any numbers on it. It's going to increase your strength by 15. That's effectively like 50% increased strength off your base strength levels, all right? You're also going to reduce your defense for that same period, but you're going to gain 30 base health as well. So 15 strength, 30 health. You're going to hit a lot harder. You're going to have quite a bit more health, but you don't want to pop this when you're about to get hit by something because of that defense reduction. Now you're going to have increased strength and increased movement speed for around 2 to 3 seconds. So you really want to just pop this. It's either get on top of someone, maybe they're just barely kiting you. That extra little boost in movement speed will get you onto them, or right as you're about to like lay down the swing on them, because it's a very, very short window. And once you get good at using Rage, the Barbarian's gonna feel a lot better. I see a lot of people pop this as soon as they see someone. Well, I mean, you shouted at them and they're terrified a little bit, but now you don't have this perk for another 30 seconds. So you effectively just yelled at them, right? And I mean, that's cool, I guess, but that is how you're going to want to use Rage effectively. The next skill you have access to is War. So you really want to just pop this. It's either get on top of someone, maybe they're just barely kiting you. That extra little boost in movement speed will get you onto them, or right as you're about to like lay down the swing on them, because it's a very, very short window. And once you get good at using Rage, the Barbarian's gonna feel a lot better. I see a lot of people pop this as soon as they see someone. Well, I mean, you shouted at them and they're terrified a little bit, but now you don't have this perk for another 30 seconds. So you effectively just yelled at them, right? And I mean, that's cool, I guess, but that is how you're gonna want to use Rage effectively. The next skill you have access to is Warcry. Now, this is very simple. All it's gonna do is increase the maximum HP of yourself and your nearby allies by 25% for 7 seconds. You just pop this right before you're about to go ahead and take a hit for your friends. It gives you a lot of health. The reason I was running this was because I would increase my health with this, and then I would have Iron Will up as well with magic resistance, and I could take quite a bit of a pounding from my friend's Chain Lightnings. Now, you also have 2 of the skills to choose from, which are Reckless Attack. This next hit ignores 75% of your enemy's defense. Your aggressiveness results in 55 armor rating. The buff is consumed when an attack hits an object or a target. So the trick with this, just like Rage, is you want to pop it right before you hit someone, because if you're running around with minus 55 armor rating at all times, you will instantly die. It's scary. So if you ever pop this in a bad situation, you can just go ahead and hit like a door or something like that and clear the buff off yourself, because it's really a debuff if you're not hitting something immediately as soon as you pop it. Now, we don't really have issues with killing people at all, but if early on, let's say, especially if you're leveling up, no one's gonna really be in full plate armor, right? Or very armored up, so ignoring a lot of their armor doesn't do a whole lot. Now, later on, if you're running into playing some high roller, you're running into a lot of fighters, a lot of clerics that are very, very armored, and you've determined that the issue is their armor rating, you can go ahead and run this. But it's kind of a very niche pick, and you won't really pop that early on in your Barbarian career, I guess. And the last one is Savage Roar. So it frightens all enemies within 7.5 meters range radius for 6 seconds, reducing their physical damage bonuses by 25%. This can be pretty nice. I think you get more value out of Warcry. However, what this doesn't say is it also crowd controls enemy NPCs. So when you pop this near enemies like skeletons and stuff like that, they'll like cower in fear for like 3 or 4 seconds, and you're just allowed to sit there and smack the shit out of them for that time. If you combine that with the fact that you can pop your fear right as they're about to swing on you and effectively like reset that duration. So maybe there was 2 seconds where they were winding up their attack, you fear them, and you have 4 seconds of banging them, and then they have to wind that attack up. Well, you've been chopping on this thing for 8 seconds, and you combine that with Carnage over here, and now everything in the room is dead. So this can be really good if you want to like clear up mobs very, very fast. It's also extremely good solo in the goblin caves. You don't take very much damage from any of the PvE. So what I would realistically recommend is early on, if your group is having issues killing NPCs and stuff like that, clearing their way through rooms, or you simply just want to level fast, if you do indeed more experience from killing NPCs, and I'll have a full leveling guide up here in a little bit. But in that instance, I would say take Savage War over Warcry, or you can even take it over Rage if you're not getting good fire rate and haven't really practiced it. Because I know the game gets very clunky at first, and you know, getting the timing right on the Rage can be a little bit difficult. You can go ahead and swap it out for Rage if you're not enjoying it, or you can swap it out for Warcry. But
Yeah, boys, I'm scared. Not really. I'm gonna kill them all like Bill. Oh. I'm gonna kill them all. Ash, Savage, Toughness, and come on, baby. Ooh, strength armor pen. I don't like fucking anybody that you guys shit dog. You guys are gonna team up and be team people. Oh no, we don't do that here. Our turn's here, buddy. Kill everybody. I don't like nobody, I kill them all. Oh, what am I doing? Not very nice to anybody, I don't think so. I wasn't very nice to any of those folks. Collector, we will sell. Good job. Good stuff. How did Leggett? Oh. Come on, bro. Like, nobody wants this shit. Whack, right? Kind of whack. Nobody wants that shit.
Later on, I would take Warcry to keep your team alive, and if you learn to use Rage well, it is very... You won't really pop that early on in your Barbarian career, I guess. Builds. What perks do we want to go for as Barbarian? Now, naturally, we have a very high strength. I've actually chose to make my Barbarian an elf. There's a shop here. This isn't a microtransaction thing, by the way, but these different races have perks, and elf gives you -1 strength and +1 agility. Now, I think I know most people think that you just stack strength like crazy on the Barbarian, and let me explain my reasoning. You already have a ton of health, and having more health isn't making you more tanky. You simply just need to be healed more. It's almost impossible to heal yourself and top your health off. Stacking strength will give you more physical damage, but we don't really have issues with physical damage. I mean, when you're popping Rage right here, you are shooting up to 50 strength. Like, with this gear I have that has hardly any strength, I'm shooting up to 50 strength. I do not need any more strength in any of the Barbarian builds. Everyone will tell you to build strength. They're wrong. You want to try and grab yourself some agility. It's going to make you faster, and it's going to make you swing faster. You know the two biggest issues the Barbarian has? Getting kited and the really long swing speed animations on the two-handed weapons. Agility is your friend on the Barbarian. Stack agility. Strength, it's good. If you can't get a piece of agility on it, then simply just grab strength. It's fine. Will, you really don't, you're not using any spells at all, and your base magic resistance does by 15. I just them. It increases how fast you get through rooms and killing creatures by about like 20% if I had to guess. And once you get used to tracking the buff, it'll be right above your health bar. You can also, let's say right before you get in a fight, bam, just chop a mosquito or something that dies very easily, and now you're running into enemies with 10+ strength, which is giving you more health and increasing your damage in that fight, and that'll give you a huge leg up. This is replaceable. You don't have to run this, and we'll talk about replacement options. And the last perk I like to run is Iron Will, and that increases my magic resist rating by 100. And the reason I'm taking this is because I was running with a wizard, and we were doing a little bit of a funny strategy where I run in and he throws a chain lightning on me, and I get hit by chain lightning, but everyone on the enemy team also gets hit by chain lightning. So the amount of damage we put through is insane. I'll have a little clip of that on screen right now. But y'all ever experienced the Omaha Fruit Loop before? Go for it.
Oh shit, bro.
Got a heal spec.
Yep. You see that? You see that? The Omaha Fruit Loop killed both of them, bro. You guys didn't think my tech was good. My tech is very good, actually. These two, I say you cannot give up. Let's look at the other perks, what's good about them, and when you should take them. So Berserker. The lower your remaining HP, the higher your physical attack power. This can be pretty good. Now let's talk about weapons. So your two one-handed weapons, you have the Horseman's Axe and the Hatchet. The Horseman's Axe is better than the Hatchet, but if you have a high-level Hatchet, use it instead. The Hatchet always goes in this slot, and the Horseman's Axe always goes in this slot. That's how you run the dual-wield build with these two, or if you want to run the one-handed build, you just run one of these. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, when we talk about weapons, the main thing we're talking about is two-handed weapons. Now, the Battle Axe is just like the standard axe for Barbarian. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's too slow. If you want something that's kind of like the Battle Axe but has cooler attack patterns and better like change-ups, I would go for a double axe. Go ahead and look for these and just try all the weapons when you're first starting off. I would go to the weaponsmith, and if you see something that you can use, grab it and try it out. So the woodsman and the weaponsmith will both have axes for you. A very, very, very strong two-hand axe that I would recommend everyone try, and this will make the barbarian feel significantly less clunky, is the felling axe. Now, it's a two-handed axe that does a ton of damage, and it is extremely fast. It only has one downside, well, I guess two downsides. You have to be very, very close to hit them. Like, I'm talking closer than even like the one-handed weapons. But it has a pro that goes along with that, and it does like an arc from like imagine your right shoulder, it arcs forward like straight into the face of enemies. So basically it's always a one-shot kill. It is honestly menacing. It also weapons, but it has a pro that goes along with that, and it does like an arc from like imagine your right shoulder, it arcs forward like straight into the face of enemies. So basically a very, very, very strong two-hand axe that I would recommend everyone try, and this will make the barbarian feel significantly less clunky, is the felling axe. Now, it is a two-handed axe that does a ton of damage, and it is extremely fast. It only has one downside, well, I guess two downsides. You have to be very, very close to hit them. Like, I'm talking closer than even like the one-handed weapons. But it has a pro that goes along with that, and it does like an arc from like imagine your right shoulder, it arcs forward like straight into the face of enemies. So basically it's always a one-shot kill. It is honestly menacing. It also has very low movement speed penalties for a two-handed weapon. Try out the felling axe, guys. And another item I want you guys to try out is the Zweihander. Or I probably butchered the name of that. It's a giant claymore. It's not an axe, so you can get rid of your axe perks, but you want to use this not as a primary weapon, but as like a secondary weapon. The reason you do this is you spin it above your head, like at head level, and then you do a second spin when you attack again. It's a giant claymore. It's not an axe, so you can get rid of your axe perks, but you want to use this not as a primary weapon, but as like a secondary weapon. The reason you do this is you spin it above your head, like at head level, and then you do a second spin when you attack again, even faster. And no one is ready for this weapon. No one uses it. The first attack is so slow, but if you use it well, if you like start casting it, run in, and then the backhand side, that swing starts coming around, you're gonna hit everyone in the face. And you do it again, you hit everyone in the face again. I've been jumped by like a fighter, a cleric, and a rogue that all have me stuck in a room, and they think I'm stuck in there with them. And you pull out the Zweihander, and suddenly you just headshot everyone, and then the second swing comes out lightning fast. It's a very fun weapon. It's super clunky to get used to, but I would go ahead and try that out. And those are the big weapons I want you guys to try out. Now, there's more weapons in the game, and go ahead and give them a rip. But things like the Warmaw are way too slow. You don't really get any perks for it. You're not going to be hitting headshots. You don't get any axe perks, and they make you extremely slow because everyone is going to run away from this barbarian. People run from the barbarian more than any other class in the game. People are terrified of the barbarian, so you don't want to be using things that have too big of movement speed penalties. Something else I've been testing out recently is the quarterstaff. You wouldn't think it'd be good at all, but it's actually surprisingly good. Sometimes I use it as a secondary weapon, and what's nice about it is it lets you block overhands quite easily, and on top of that, it has quite long reach. I mean, you just hit someone in the head with this and they usually die, and the combos are very weird. Like, people don't know how to read them or block them at all. So even though it seems super weird and it's very much out of class fantasy, the quarterstaff is
What? What the fuck just happened?